r/adulting. Excellent Roll 3861 says, what is your best sustainable weight loss advice? Catcher Actor 848 says, changing bad habits. It's far more sustainable than fad diets. Portion control. Glass Independent 45 says, something as simple as switching all drinks to water could save thousands of calories without much effort and do wonders for your health/weight. Fragraham says, 2 things that finally worked for me. Buy smaller plates. Eat less food, but it looks like you're eating the same. It tricks your mind into thinking there was no change. Also quit sodas. That's 250 calories of pure sugar you're drinking with every bottle. This reduces calories going in. Buy a bicycle and ride it everywhere. Go to the store. Go to work. Go riding just for the fun of it. The important thing is that you use this source of low impact cardiovascular exercise on a regular basis. This will increase your calories going out. This isn't a quick and easy solution. You won't see instant results. This is a healthy way to live that year after year will give you a steady loss of weight and greater health. Adept at 5465 says, also quit sodas. That's 250 calories of pure sugar you're drinking with every bottle. This reduces calories going in. Don't drink calories is a good quote I was told on this. Excellent Rule 2778 says, the battle is won or lost at the supermarket. Blue Pepper Base says, eat what foods you want, but eat less of it. No low carb, no keto. Eat the food you usually eat, just less of it. Oxalis 954 Thora says, go to therapy and stop eating your feelings. Riswell says, being intentional about relapses. Progress is a spectrum, not a clear on and off switch. Say you like sweets. When you don't have any ounce of discipline left, you can moderate the damage. Eating one cookie is better than eating the whole box. You can also be proactive about sweetness relapses too. Intentionally have a cup of sugar-free or very diluted hot chocolate to numb out the sweetness cravings, so you don't be tempted for higher calorie items like ice cream. Alibeth88 says, be too busy to eat. Mashman 710 says, this has been studied endlessly. There's a famous quote that all diet advice can be boiled down to 7 words. Eat food. Mostly plants. Not too much. Careless Royal 3519 says, don't drink your calories. Do drink enough water in a day. Eat what you like within a calorie deficit. Walk 10.000 steps. If you're just starting out, tracking your calories can be very insightful. There are plenty of apps you can use for this. Oh, and eating the cake is healthier than being afraid to eat the cake. 999 Nuts says, eat when you are hungry. It's also important to know what really hunger is. Listen to your stomach, not your eyes. Don't Post or Not Post says, eat low calorie high satiety foods. Don't drink your calories. Eat a diet centered around whole foods. Weigh yourself daily. Include fasting in your food routine. Detective E Objective 00 says, mine is eat until I don't feel hunger, not until I'm full. Covenant Cryptid says, cut out added sugar. Peter Manhello says, cut out soda/pop, chips, and fries. Cut back on bread. Will make a huge difference. r/adulting. Oddina0 says, is there anyone else finding all this hype on productivity bullshit overrated? Anywhere I look, their videos, apps about productivity and how to use calendar, how not to procrastinate, study routines. I don't want to go be like Sheila Biaf, but I mean, just do it. Why is it so hard? If you are not depressed or something, just do it. I have a job and I was a student once, of course. but I was never in search of how to study, how to schedule. Also another question, isn't it more confusing writing everything down, constantly journaling? It makes it crowded if I write everything on my calendar. Wake up, drink water, breakfast, write email, WTF. Dennis Fife says, do you have ads? People with ads sometimes have a major problem completing basic tasks. I'm not saying every single productivity thing is aimed at people with ads. I'm just saying that you might not be the target audience for what's being shown. Rude Comfort 4418 says, yeah, working people to death, ain't it? Solo 123,456 says, too many entertainment that can steal people's attention and give temporary enjoyment / peaceful moment. Cell phone games, social media, Reddit, Reel, TikTok. They lead to decline in attention span. The strategies that you show can help people to organize tasks and potentially prioritize. As an educator, I notice that students that value education definitely know how to prioritize task, complete work on time. It is not like they are smarter than other students. They are more self-disciplined. This is also the key to succeed to college and work life, especially when parents do not babysit you anymore. No Initiative 8612 says, the productivity hype can feel overwhelming and, honestly, a bit excessive. It seems like everywhere you look, there are endless tips, tricks, and tools promising to make you more efficient. But sometimes, it really is as simple as just doing what needs to be done without overcomplicating things. Tempest Fugget says, the emphasis on productivity is pure capitalism. Soulglow 303 says, the hustle culture is insane. Half these clips you see, these people aren't rich or successful. They are just making content to look like it, so you follow them, then buy what they are selling. They probably don't have a normal job either. Mzara says, some people need it. I sure need it, because having a schedule / routine makes me able to follow through with tasks, because it's laid out in front of me for the day. It provides structure to my day, which I like. Dandy Guy 7 says, ads and depression are rising, so the type of advice aimed at them is also rising. Not that hard. Chillin Chelsea says, people lack discipline. They love excuses and to avoid accountability. Babel says, just because it doesn't work for you doesn't mean it doesn't work for others. Siaxlinus ACC says, it's the age of self-exploitation. We are constantly bombarded by messages that we always need to be productive. Even rest has to be productive, else it is a waste of time. People get angry when you do nothing. The whole hustle culture. It is kind leading to a societal burnout. There are things you feel pressured to do, but are actually not needed to be done. But due to the pressure you feel like you have to do it, and thus you use all that productivity help that you don't necessarily need to meet the pressure you feel. So you use productivity apps to help you do things others want you to do, but are actually not needed to do. Heck, I remember my ex-friend was berating me when I just did nothing during my free time. My grandma constantly berates her son when he just plops to bed after work and reads a book or watches TV instead of doing yard work. We fruitlessly try to convince that the person is tired from work and wants to rest and not work non-stop. For me, improving for the sake of improvement is a waste of time, as I would forget all that stuff. I prefer improving when I see the need to improve, as then that improvement is actionable and is more ingrained as the skills are actually used. No Natural 8735 says, I'd argue that the major reason people have trouble adulting is a lack of structure. A classic example being the person who takes all day to do laundry because they get distracted during the hour where the clothes are washing. My quality of life improved a ton when I worked on building a routine and sticking to it. I never face that problem with laundry because I do it at the same time every week. r/adulting. Mr. Will Graham says, growing up is weird. At university, things felt fun. Seeing my friends every day, socializing casually and just enjoying a non-formal day-to-day routine. Once I graduated and started my training at a 9 to 5 corporate job, it's like my soul is being sucked lol. Job isn't hard, nor are there long hours. Also getting so much support from my managers. It's the feeling of, is this really the life I've been chasing after all these years? Is it normal not to feel like I'm fulfilled? I know I'm young, but it's a very depressing feeling. Apart from video games, friends and traveling, it's hard for me to feel happy in my current state. Any advice for a 23-year-old? Hatigue Plant says, it's definitely normal. I'm also 23 and had the exact same feeling of, so this is it? When I sat down at my first 9 to 5. What's helped me is making an effort to get back into hobbies, reading and volunteering for me, and cut down on my doom scrolling time. I've also gotten more serious about exercising, and I feel like that's helped to lift my mood. Everyone says exercise makes you happy, and it's really true, even for a depressed person like me lol. Maybe also see if you can try to find local events or new places to go around where you live. I'm always on the lookout for interesting new restaurants to try, or events to go to, or places to explore, even something small like visiting a museum or trying a new ice cream place. It helps me have at least one thing to look forward to every week. Lastly, just make a goal to work toward, so it doesn't feel like you're doing the same thing indefinitely. For me, that's getting as much out of this job as I can, so that I can quit and find a better one. Hang in there. Normal Basis 291 says, a hard life lesson to learn is that if you want to have fun, you have to facilitate the fun yourself. Medical.313 says, invest in your life and well-being outside of work. There's more to life than a 9 to 5. Hovercraft 9766 says, welcome to your first bout of existential dread. I think most people get it after settling into their first job. Once you've gotten into a good routine, I'd recommend using some of the money that you now have into a hobby that you enjoy or have been wanting to try out. For me, that was taking classes to learn how to produce music and DJ. That was incredibly fulfilling because 1. I enjoyed the hell out of it and got to a place where I could continue to self-teach after the program. 2. My job made that experience possible. It made me feel like I wasn't just working, so I could exist day to day. Numerous Local 2883 says, growing up sucks. Do not recommend. Negative Beat 1543 says, get a hobby and make that a major focus in your life. For example, climbing. It's great exercise and mental stimulation. Very social. Climbers take trips together all over to do cool climbs. But yeah, whatever your interest is, now is the time you can curate your own life to what you want, rather than be forced to study whatever the school curriculum is. Your job is not your life. It's a necessary component and definitely factors into lifestyle, but it's far from your entire existence. Rainbow Cannibal says, not for everyone, but my happy moments are fishing solo. I try to find a nice pier or shoreline, grab a couple of beers and pop on a playlist. I have a hard time just relaxing, but I've found that this is something I can do while still getting some good clarity in between bites. Nora Jertzwolf Dog says, 9 to 5 isn't for everyone. Staraveride says, did you never watch Fight Club? Office Space? But, wait, there's hope. If you fully embrace the corporate life, you can pursue advanced skills and certifications that will let you command a higher salary, meaning you can retire earlier. Hope you like coding and Excel. Schnekitishnu says, work to live, don't live to work. It's what you do outside of work that really matters. Unless you manage to get a job you enjoy, then it's both. Ubermensch Javriel says. Congrats on graduating and landing a job. If it's too easy you can look for new ways to grow and do things. Basilius 2 says. You just get used to it. You get ground down into it after a few years you no longer know the difference. 3 Dogs Playing says. It's a normal feelings for humans to have because we have the capacity to imagine, thus we have the capacity to think of millions different futures. Thus we are able to mourn million different possibilities. The oldest of literatures all talk about the pursuit of this fulfillment. Religions were born to fill up these holes. What you can do is to accept it for what it is, a driver to make us excellent as a species. We imagine so many things, so we go towards creating it to our reality. What you can do is run headfirst towards creating your most intense imagination or die trying. Breakfast Club 1991 says. What do you want your 30s to look like? Try to envision it. Use your time and energy to make that happen. That is what your 20s are for. That's all for this video. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe.